Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I just want to share with you how you can really make your ideas, your services, or your product contagious and make everyone aware of your services or your products, right? So I'm just gonna move forward and talk about these, social currency triggers, emotion, public, practical value, and stories, which is stands for STEPPS one by one. And these ideas are all driven by a great book called Contagious. I really highly recommend to every single person that is watching this video right now to actually take a look at this fantastic book. That it's great, and I highly recommend to read it. So these ideas are coming from this great book that I'm just going to share with you right now. So the first thing is social currency. Social currency is super important. The followers and the people that you have on your social media platform is really practical and useful for you in order to make your ideas happen and sell your products or services at the end. But how, right? So how you can gain more social currency and get more eyeballs in order to showcase your services or your product. So I'm just going to talk about a company called Blend Tech. So many people are aware of this company. They produce appliances, right? So they have a famous content on YouTube called Will It Blend, and I'm sure so many of you have watched this video before. And if you type this Will It Blend on YouTube, you can literally get access to this fantastic video, which has had a lot of views in the past. And as you know it there's an iPhone in a blender that the device crushes it, and it grabs a lot of attention, and that's how they gained social currency and got a lot of eyeballs and got a word of mouth. And at the end, their sales skyrocketed by this content and by this advertisement about their device. And this is the first step. And the second one is triggers, right? Triggers is something that comes to people's mind and their mouth, and it helps people to remind about your services or your product. But how, right? I'm just going to share with you the example of Kit Kat. Kit Kat is a chocolate bar producer company, right? They produce chocolates, and what they did was pretty much fascinating to me, and I'm just going to share with you as well. What they did was as every single person, almost a lot of people drink coffee in the morning, in early morning. A lot of people, especially in North America, drink coffee, right? So what Kit Kat did was actually very interesting, that they connected Kit Kat and their product with a coffee that once, for example, people are grabbing a coffee and drinking it, it reminds them that if they eat their product like Kit Kat as well, look, it's going to be more delicious and way more yummy, right? And once they connected these two products together, it's gain triggered. It triggers people's mind, and at the end, their sales actually skyrocketed as well, and they got a lot of eyeballs too. So this is the second approach that you can really implement and execute in order to grab more eyeballs on social media or any other platform that you are trying to catch some ideas and eyeballs from your target audience, right? So the third one is emotion, right? So how you can really get emotion from people and make your ideas actually work in your favor. So if you take a look at Susan Boyle's performance, Susan Boyle's performance, this book comes up with an example of Susan Boyle that grabbed a lot of attention in British Idol. I think there's a test from people in terms of like singing, and this person is, I think, uh, 40 to 50 years old, and no one expects, even the referees didn't expect that this person can actually have a great singing in her performance, but her singing was astonishing, and everyone was shocked and surprised by her performance, and that's how everybody got emotional, and they people started to share this content to each other, and that's how this content became widespread at the end with millions of views on YouTube, right? So this, and if you can also do the same thing, like make your ideas, yourself, your personal brand, or any other like that, any other things like that. If you can do the same thing and make people emotional, chances are you can get the eyeballs and get the social currency as well. So the fourth one is public. Public is actually very important, and it's actually correlated pretty much with branding as well. And if this book comes up with the idea of really how how people are affected by each other's opinion, how people are affected by other people's decisions, by other people's ideas. For example, if you take a look at the number of cars in a particular city, let's say Miami or New York, most people decide what to buy in terms of their car based on what they see most of the time in the streets, right? If they see that most of the people have BMW, for instance, chances are they're going to choose the same brand as well. And that's about public. If you can make your idea, your brand to the public, and more people are visiting that, okay, that person is buying that company's products, chances are people are going to make the same decision as well, and chances are you're going to grow your company and your business and your sales too. So this is the fourth approach, and the fifth one is practical value, right? So a company called Vanguard Moneywise is a company that is a mutual fund company. Produces contents in terms of helping people growing their wealth, right? So as these kinds of contents are pretty much practical for people, and chances are it helps people to grow their wealth and make more money, right? So chances are these contents shared and produced by this company are going to be shared with other people and get a word of mouth and even idle chatter, because it's a practical and valuable content, and people share these things to their loved ones, to their friends, or anyone that they know, in order to help each other grow. So if you can make your content, like in terms of any industry that you're working in, if you can make that also widespread and practical as well, you can get the eyeballs, and people can share your contents to each other as well. And the last but not least is the stories, right? If you can make your company's story pretty much interesting and correlated with like a practical story, you can get the idle chatter, and more people are going to talk about your product or service during their conversation with their loved one, with their friends, and anyone that you can imagine. So if you want to really make your ideas, make your products, services widespread and get more sales, and these are the steps that a lot of people, a lot of companies have gone through in order to make their services and their contents and their product actually make it happen, right? So if you're watching me from YouTube, I really appreciate if you just subscribe to this channel, and if you're interested, and also if you can, if you're watching me from Instagram, you can also follow me. And thanks very much for your attention, and thank you very much for listening to today's video, and have a nice day.